He lives with them. He trains with them. So when we have like just they win like 90% of. If Stefano was on IM, then we'd have to like change the name of StarCraft to LG IM StarCraft or something like that, because they just win everything.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think there's any much more else to say.
There's, I think it's been summed up.
And that was IEM.
Amazing.
That was IEM Europe, guys.
It was. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Well, what about Rhett? Rhett had a really nice run. He played extremely well in the games I was able to watch of him. So
I was
that's
so
impressive.
happy when he beat Sting. Oh god, I was so happy.
Yeah, really well.
Sting is so predictable, man. I looked like such a genius with everyone sitting in the house. I'm like, watch, he's gonna go 2 racks, pressure at a funny time, and cancel the third. And then he's gonna be too far ahead to lose. Happened like 90% of his games.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun match to watch. Watching Rhett versus Youngwell, though, like, that was pretty soul-crushing to see Rhett, who probably, I think, and I didn't talk to him or anything, but he probably was the most confident I think that he's been in a long time in StarCraft 2, and then goes in and gets 3-0'd by Youngwell by, if I remember correctly, it was the same build 3 games in a row, right?
Well, I missed that day. That was the last day.
So did you watch? Because I don't want to say what the build was, because I actually will just screw it up.
I watched it, but I blocked it from my memory because
it was a while back, right? Whatever the build was, maybe the chat will be able to tell us. I know Nathaniel.
I feel like I remember like slightly like I was thinking, Red isn't playing as well as he was the other day, sort of thing. So I don't know, but I think it's Rhodos is pretty tricky. In HUTs, and Zerg has a lot of figuring out to do still.
Yeah, Zerg definitely has a lot of figuring out to do, it seems like, which is interesting because in Code S coming up, it's like half Zerg, and then the other races kind of split the other part, so we'll see if Zerg makes it through regardless, or if they figure some stuff out, because we're going to have a lot of Zerg coming into Code S.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
That's right, we have the final thing for Code S, don't we?
The players,
yeah, although the player list is out.
I actually haven't looked at that. It was hard to pay attention fully to the up and downs when they were all same time as IEM and in Wings of Liberty. I was like, sorry, Wolf and Calder, you're on your own this time.
Oh my god.
Tiebreakers fucking until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I just realized, and I want to make I guess a show note here.
Yeah, IEM is amazing.
IEM's good.
LG IEM.
We didn't preview GSL. We almost got through a show without talking about the GSL finals again. We didn't preview that at all last week. Did you guys?
Look, there was a notable lack of hype around it.
Yeah, everyone hates ZVZ apparently, except me.
Yeah.
Look, the first game
just set
when all the Broodlings were attacking.
That was awesome, man. I love that. I was like,
oh my god, this is crazy.
What was Nick just like? Were you and Nick just like staring at each other and just fucking like putting your hands up and like I don't know what to fucking say? Like they're just shooting Broodlings at each other.
It's hard to be fair. It is hard to commentate something like that, man.
Well, it was
when Broodlings are killing each other, I'm like, well, he is going to have +2 melee on those Broodlings pretty soon.
But there's always like stuff happening around that fight in the middle, so it's like a battle, like a war going on with like some like secret run-bys and shit. It's made it interesting.
Roro showed his love, man.
Yeah, Roro kicked ass. Really, really impressive.
I actually thought Symbol was going to take it.
For all the Artosis curse people, Artosis called 4-2 Roro because Symbol's too stylistic. Thank you!
Well played.
I thought Symbol would take it 4-2 just because this is like he has more experience, and I thought he'd be practicing like just in a different way and studying Roro's play a little bit better, but it didn't work out that way. It was a good series though.
Yeah. You know, he did come up with some things because certain things that beat his style, like he adapted his style a little bit, but Roro still won. After Roro won Akalon, I'm like, oh, that's it. That's like because he like took his exact style and put in the early Lings and Banes just to make sure he could get into his own style, and Roro still transitioned fine, and Roro's insane. He is so good.
So solid.
Just to roll back a little bit, the build that Youngwell used 3 games in a row was a Void Ray Colossus Deathball 3/4 base timings.
Oh, yeah. Void Rays need
guys. insane.
Leave my Void Rays alone.
Does anyone think that Void Rays shouldn't be nerfed except for Wolf, who does Void Ray all-ins all the time?
Yeah, I definitely
just
think
think to expand
should.
now, but they're definitely they should be nerfed. I actually agree. They're a bit too
I
strong.
don't know why they changed them, to be honest. They seemed alright in Wings, didn't they?
I like how they're changed. But
Well, they should
There's-
probably be upgraded from Wings a little bit because they're paperweights, but
Right. A little bit.
I think that what's cool about them is that there is a very clear, like, in Wings of Liberty, you see people like try to charge them up indestructible rocks and stuff, and you're like, it's just, it feels awkward to use them. Like, yeah, they can be really good, but basically only with an all-in or if you can get them charged up. But in this situation, it's like if you have them, they're going to be charged up no matter what, at least for a short period of time, so you can just make them useful no matter what.
well,
I like that they
I mean,
changed it.
I don't know how to fix them or anything, but I do know that they make PvP kind of funny looking, and they definitely make PvZ unit compositions less interesting. Especially at IEM, where it was just like Corruptors versus Protoss. Like, one of the commentators said, I forget who, but it was a good saying because it was true. That's what we watched quite a bit.
And it's sad because Corruptors are just so bad against Void Rays. Now, anyway. And you got nothing else to make, really. And everything gets stormed anyway.
I know. The thing is, when Void Ray Colossus was broken in PvZ before, which it was, they made the Infestor better to deal with that.
Yeah.
And it did deal with it. It stopped it. But then Infestors became too good. And now they remade Void Rays better. And it's like, well, of course, with Infestors getting a nerf and a buff on Void Rays, suddenly we have Void Ray Colossus again. And it's...
Circle of life.
Well, we'll see how this gets figured out. Like, I think people will figure out how to do better compositions than what we're seeing now. I feel. Does anyone else feel that there's still a lack of Infestor usage in Zerg versus Terran right now? I mean, obviously Vipers are good, but no one tries to mix like just a few Infestors in. From what I've watched, they just cut Infestors out. They're like, nope, no more Infestors in Heart of the Swarm in this matchup.
Yeah, I've certainly been using less. I've been trying all sorts of fun stuff with Vipers, but
I don't like the no Infestors. Like,
I think you need them.
You need a
especially
few.
against fire.
Like, you need like 3 maybe, and with your Vipers. But people are just like, no,
thing
only
is,
Vipers.
it gets hard with like everyone's used to using so few hotkeys and stuff.
Yeah, so many
people need to get used to it. Like, I feel as Protoss now, I actually I just look at my keyboard and I'm like trying to figure it out. Like, I want one more hotkey. You get 10, I want 11, which is great. I mean, that means the game did the right thing, right? But now I'm trying to figure out like, where the hell do I put this extra stuff on that I want? It's hard.
I can't tell you how many times I've like accidentally boxed my mothership core in with my sentries or something. I can't force field or
I
I
lost
can't.
so many games because of that.
I try to recall, but like the recall button is not on the sentry, and then I fucking just lose the game, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah. That does happen.
Man. I feel like we kind of screwed IEM over by, like, can you even say anything else about that tournament? I just feel like it was just
Medivacs 4-0.
Oh yeah, well we saw. Could see like
this tournament should be renamed so it's just LG IEM and just call it that from now on. And
yeah,
move on.
I mean that was the headline that Team Liquid went for, and that was the joke that Apollo made. Like, it was their tournament, like through and through.
No, it was. When they hit top 4, though, I was like, I become less interested.
That's what I was about to ask, like, if you were less interested.
When I see 4 Korean teammates in the top 4 of a foreign event, I become uninterested again.
He's not here tonight, and it's kind of sad that he wasn't, because he was obviously casting and analyzing all the matches. But a huge shout out to QXE, because the second that it was announced or like determined that there was 4 LGIM players in the top 4, the first words out of his mouth was like, well, I mean, guys, don't expect to see like any crazy strats here, because we're about to watch 4 Korean players from the same team in a foreigner event where they were probably going to be wanting to save these builds for like next week at MLG or like. Yeah, I was like,
no, absolutely.
It feels like,
good job.
Well, I kind of feel like it's like the wrong thing to say when you're like casting in a tournament.
No,
you kind of
and that is true. That's how you make a bad show. You don't.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't
to be fair,
like that.
To be fair, he was the analyst, so I think like
that
was.
He analyzed it well. I agree completely, but at the same time, I was like, probably shouldn't have said that. QXE.
Yeah,
But,
it-
well.
GXT says things, man. He just does it. He doesn't, care about
He
the
just
has
doesn't
no
care, man.
remorse.
It's true.
That's why I like him. He's got commentator balls for sure. I guess let's go ahead and just preview MLG. The action starts tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Can you
here
link?
in
Can you
Dallas.
link? I don't remember the brackets.
Yeah, I will. They're in the document, but one second, let me open it up.
I don't have the document.
Dude, you're fucking.
Here, I
ruthless,
linked it.
man. Look at that. Wolf had the document. Wow, I linked something really random. What the hell? Let me open this up, and then we'll show it, and we'll talk about it. I mean, I guess we could just kind of go down the line here. A lot of these matches, to me, seem like they are not a sure win, but like life versus
Well-
minigun.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute.
Can
wait a
minigun
minute,
actually take
right?
that because of
Yeah,
Zerg's current
he has a
state?
chance. He has a chance, and I don't think it's because of Zerg's current state. I think minigun has played a hell of a lot. Didn't he like kill Hydra when they played?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like
he
3-0.
crushed him 3-0.
plays it very well.
And
Plays it very
Hydra
well.
was ranked very highly in the beta, and I don't think Life played quite as much of the beta, probably. But now I guess he is. I don't know. I expect Life to win, but I don't want to completely count minigun out.
I
These
think.
are all best of threes, right?
Maybe they might be best of fives all the way till grand finals. I don't actually know because there's no. It's like I don't think there's a lower bracket, so I think it's best
Yeah,
of
it's
five.
probably just a single bracket, I would imagine.
I'll look on Wikipedia here, or someone will tell me in the chat. But I
As
think
far
it's,
as I know, it's definitely a single limb, but I just don't know if it's best of threes or best of fives because I think that could make a difference of whether minigun takes a game or not.
Well, if it's a best of three, is
best of five. It's best of five all the way, and the finals are his best seven.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
nice.
Pretty cool tournament then.
Well, that really makes it hard on some of these people.
Yeah, it does. I mean, some of these portions of the bracket are so fucking stacked. Like the
See,
bottom
that's Rain.
on the bottom right hand corner, like Marine King, Jockey, Seed, Rain, Huck, Innovation, Baby Knight, Leenock. Like, oh my god, that is
Wow.
stacked.
nasty, man.
Like, I feel
Yeah.
really, really bad for Huck and Baby Knight. Like, if they make it to round of 8, like, then holy shit, they are fucking incredible ass foreigners because that is it's an insane bracket.
There's so many chances
Oh my
in this tournament for
God.
foreigners to succeed because there's so many of them in here. So I think we could have maybe one or two foreigners break out into the round of 8, maybe. You know, if you look at the part of the bracket that has Suppy, Rhett, Sen, Vibe, State, and Parting,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and Bly as well, like it's inevitable. I feel that one of those foreigners might be able to get through. Parting could just destroy them in the bottom part there, and Flash could destroy like Suppy, Rhett, and Bly like all by himself if he wanted to. But I think one of them could get through to that round of 8 out of
Now-
that little section.
Yeah, I think round of 8 is going to be 7 Koreans and Sen. That's my
You think
guess.
so? You think
Even
so?
though Parting's in there,
I
like,
would love to see Sin do
When-
like really well. Really
well, when
yeah.
Sen's in a tournament with a bunch of top foreigners and a bunch of top Koreans, Sen gets the furthest out of the non-Koreans. It's a law
Yeah.
of nature. Like it's not an Artosis prediction or curse or anything. It's just like what Sen does. So,
true.
but if you look at this, there are like
It's a
this
fucking
is
stacked
so
tournament,
stacked
man.
with Koreans that
Yeah.
it's like, okay, Red or Suppy is going to be in round of 16. That's one foreigner. Center
Yeah.
Vibe, that's another foreigner. And then I'm looking through, and I'm like, well, I'm looking at these matches.
Here's the
Thorazane, I think, will beat Killer.
yeah that's
Is that wait? Which Killer is that?
I think that's Kespa Killer. Is there a Kespa Killer? I don't think that's the killer that we know. The
No,
There's
I
like
think
the-
that's
Dignitas.
I think that's actually.
is that
Killer from
Dignitas
the
Killer?
Is it? I don't
All
know.
right, let's fucking open up the. I mean,
Yeah, we need to look at the Wikipedia.
I reckon it
let's
is.
see.
I reckon
Yes,
it is.
no, it's Killer from Clarity Gaming. Is that? Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay, yeah, it
Dignitas
is.
Killer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Chilean one.
so we have 1, 2, 3 guaranteed foreigners in the round of 16, and then it's like even more stacked.
Oh god. So
Oh.
here's the question: can Huck beat Innovation? Like,
It's
is that
definitely a possibility, but innovation
is it
like,
likely?
no,
No.
I don't think. I think. Well, I mean, Huck has a better chance against innovation than looking at these other Protosses that
Then
are
like
foreigners.
Bly versus Flash, maybe.
I think
or-
Baby Knight might have a better chance against Leenock just simply with how that matchup is working right now. I mean, if you think
True.
about it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Like innovation. Imagine the way innovation was playing in GSL and stuff with faster medevacs. Okay, that's like
That's actually
I don't know
fucking
if the
so
mothership
scary.
core has added enough for Huck to take him out. You know, like innovation's
Yeah.
way too good, man. He's. Ugh.
So, do you guys think this will be the tournament that gets the medevac boost nerfed?
I don't know
No.
if they're
Yeah, we
ever
hope
gonna
so.
do it, man, but we'll see.
I actually don't think they're going to nerf it for a few months at least. I think they're.
Yeah.
I mean, they seem very happy with where the balance is right now, and I think they just want to let people figure it out. And I think that's the right choice. Like, it's obviously really strong, but it's not. I don't think it's broken personally, and I think that at least needs to be given multiple tournaments.
Does it come to poor reaction time more so than imbalance on the medevac? Or is it just like, is it too fast?
Well, it just gives it so much utility. Like,
Yeah.
It's so hard to
either
lose
escaping
it.
or
Like,
just simply counterattacking or like anything really. It's just so much easier to do.
Well, I feel like for my matchup for PVT, you can't take a quick third anymore. Really, ever.
It's too
If they
spread
like
out.
wall in, you basically just can't take a quick third unless you just want to flip like a very vast series of coins. Like you have like all 52 state coins and you flip all of them. If you want to take a quick third against a Walden Terran. Like that is what that is. So like as soon as they have their first 2 to 4 medevacs out, right? And it's like you have to turtle up like crazy, and then they have a third, and then their macro gets ahead of you, and I don't know. That's what makes the medevacs so hard. Like you can prevent them from doing things to you, but not like you used to, where you could actually take an extra base while doing it.
It's
You know,
hard
you
to
have
do
to
things-
you have to zipper down a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's hard to do things like blink under them and kill them and stuff and really punish them for doing it. It's like if you defend the medevac, it's because the medevac just didn't come into your base or because it ran away because it's so fast. And
Or
you know,
people
medevac
thought it
can-
was invincible and it barely wasn't, or something.
But basically, like the medevac can boost forward, see 8 stalkers, and then turn around without like dying, and it can like fly next to the stalkers if you're boosting before you even go to the edge of the base. It's pretty insane.
I'm just looking at some of these other matchups. Stefano
Dude, yeah.
last, does he win that?
Okay.
Like that seems like
I
a
have the
crazy good
sickest
match.
prediction for that. That is a good match. If Stefano doesn't study who Last is and how he plays, then Last will just destroy him, I think.
Yeah.
Because
That's
Last is like
For those that
the
don't know,
most
he's the one that got
precise,
fourth
cheesy Terran.
in the Pro League.
He is
Or Star
like
League.
his builds already in Heart of the Storm are some of my favorite TVZ. Like he will open up Proxy Reaper and go into mines, and like he really like one after another he tries to get ahead in the early game, and that's like Stefano's going to be very careful with him. He's very dangerous in TVZ.
How did Stefano do ZVT at IEM? Let me go back and look at the matches because I don't recall off the top of my head.
He did well, except for MVP made him look
that's
foolish.
right. Yeah. He had MVP and Dream in his group.
yeah, I remember that.
Stefano's
He
one
did,
of those
like,
players too.
Lion
Who,
timings.
Stefano says that
He
he,
lost
really
to
doesn't
Dream
like
as well.
to.
2-1. Sorry. Go ahead, Wolf.
He says that he doesn't really like to prepare for players specifically. He just likes to keep that out of his head, so that might give him some trouble. I'm sure people will tell him though. You know, like people are gonna go, "Hey, this guy all-ins a lot. You know that, right?" And he's got to literally choose
Yeah,
his
like
style.
you're probably going to hit Proxy Reaper. Like you may not want to hatch first against this kid. Well,
That's
hopefully
the
he
five,
prepares
too.
for that, because Stefano could actually get pretty far if he doesn't die to last. Like
Yeah.
he could be one of these people that makes top 8. Absolutely, he could even go.
Yeah.
He could theoretically go further. You know, he's Stefano.
Yeah.
He has the potential to be anybody.
I mean, of the top two, Life should probably beat Minigun. Creator versus Polt, is that Creator maybe just
think-
because of practice, or since Polt's
I
been
don't know,
traveling and
man.
shit? Or been,
Bolt's
I guess,
style
moving?
seems to mesh well with what Hots is so far. That could go either way.
Then looking towards the bottom of it, I mean, MVP over Feast, I think that's probably going to happen.
As much as I love Feast, man,
Yeah.
like MVP should be able to eat him.
What about MC versus Hero? How do you think that's going to go?
I don't know.
I think
how
Hero.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
It's
think
a hard
Hero.
one.
That's a weird
MC
one.
got
'cause
pretty
that's
crushed
PvP
at
now.
IEM.
He did, but he didn't really have that much practice time with Hots, I don't think, because he got so deep in GSL. And now that he has it, and his team has Squirtle and Younghwa and Seed in it, like
Keep in mind also
the builds
that
they must have, like the Protoss practice partners he has.
it's true, and this is now the time where MC, like you said, didn't have very much practice, and like for IEM the beta was down, nobody could practice. Now the beta is over, the game is released, so everyone is practicing equally.
And MC had
in
extra
the same
time at
amount.
IEM. Extra time at IEM to practice too.
That's true. He's
Did he
also been
practice,
in.
so did he play low?
I know he was actually. He spent the past couple of days, I think, at the Blizzard campus. One of them was spent playing the single player. I don't know if that was just like a gimmicky promotion tweet, but I think he was like playing the single player. So I don't know how much
maybe.
practice he was spending there in Irvine.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you could beat the single player in like 10 hours though, and then just
Yeah.
go right into playing, I guess.
I'm just looking at the rest. I mean, Marine King Jokji, that seems like pretty fucking hard one to call.
Yeah, yeah.
Seed
Jokji played
versus
pretty well.
Seed versus Rain, probably I think one of my most excited for matches there in the round of 32. I think Parting probably takes State out. Sin versus Vibe, I think Sin wins that. Rhett versus Suppy, like I guess Rhett because he did so well at IEM.
He is doing well, but Suppy's like
Suppy's just Suppy.
Suppy.
Like, he turns it on
Suppy's
somehow.
really good at beating people. Like
Yeah.
he beats a lot of favorites. Like if you think, yeah, he does a lot of upsets, which to this point I feel like we should be predicting him to do better at things. But Rhett has been playing really well too. So
Kind of does suck. Someone in the chat is mentioning Stefano and Thorzane. If they do win in the round of 32, they immediately have to team kill in the round of 16. So that definitely sucks for the only 2 EG members here in the tournament.
well, Huck's in.
Oh yeah, Huck as well. Sorry. So I guess
I feel bad for Bly, by the way.
Yeah.
I would love to see Bly against a Korean Protoss because I think he's like the type of way that he plays is kind of neat in Heart of the Storm right now.
Oh yeah, and
Kinda works
Suppy.
out.
There's 4 EG. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, there you go. It's probably even more than that we're not even thinking of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel bad with Bly hitting Flash because I feel like Flash is just going to be a brick wall for Bly's like tricky kind of rules.
So let's just go ahead and make some stone picks here. So why don't we just predict the round of? You want to do
4?
semifinals? Yeah.
Let's choose semifinals.
Okay. All right. Wolf, you've been quiet here, so I think you've been thinking about this for a while. Who are the 2 semifinalists, or the 4 semifinalists rather?
I'm looking at this and I want to say Life, Tasia, and for the bottom right, I want to say honestly either Seed or Jokji. I don't think Lenok will make it because he's Zerg right now and he's got a lot of process to face, and I think one of them will take him out. For the top right, I think Parting will be in that spot for sure for the semis.
Top right's actually kind of hard. Yeah, that's a hard one.
Are you deciding between Parting and Flash for top right,
Yeah.
Wolf?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, one of those foreigners might maybe do it, but then either like in the round of 8, either Parting or Flash, whichever one's there will stop him. I don't think Sen can beat Parting, and I don't think that probably Rhett can beat Flash, but Suppy might fight him either. I don't know, but I think it's probably going to be Parting, in my opinion, who gets out of all of it to the top right.
Okay, Dan.
So like, yeah,
So you picked Life versus Tasia and Parting versus Jokji.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jokji or and then I said Seed might be able to get out, but it's probably gonna be Jokji.
All right, Dan, your picks.
It's a hard one, man. That top left, I'm like kind of torn.
It's
That's
definitely
like really hard.
It's one of those like heart, mind, cock answers for sure.
Look, I'm going to go with Polt in the top left.
Oh, I wouldn't expect you to pick Bolt. Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think Polt's style meshes really well with what is going on right now. Like, he's so good at micro. He's very innovative. He invented the 1-1-1. Let's not forget the way it's played nowadays. Yeah, I'm feeling pull. If he gets fast creator, I think that he'll kill life and he'll kill like Stefano or Thorazane or last or whatever. Bottom left, that one's the easiest for me. I'm gonna go with MVP.
Yeah,
he's MVP, guys. Come
he's
on,
fucking MVP. Like I don't.
Let's not be stupid, guys. Jesus.
Who does he play in the round of 8 though? That might be the more interesting
MVP
pick for bottom
in the round
left.
of 8?
Yeah.
That's
Bomber
a hard
make it
one,
there?
man. Like, I think. Well, I wonder how Sase's going to do. I know he's been playing a lot.
He's
Like,
still in Korea,
could he
right?
upset Tasia?
He's in
no,
Taiwan.
he's in Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
But that's like really
that's
good
right,
ping
he's
to the
been
Korean
practicing.
server, so he has like really good practice. I mean, probably Tasia, but I could see it being anyone but Ghost User. Unfortunately for Ghost User, I don't really see him getting past Bomber. And then let's see, the bottom right is a little bit easier for me too. Innovation,
Just going
Innovation's
for it.
too damn good. I'm almost predicting 4 Terrans up here, unfortunately. Top right, I find a little bit hard. Like, I could see Sen somehow doing it, because he's Sen, and that's what he does in tournaments. And of course, Parting's very good, but I think I have to go with Flash. Okay, so I am going with 4 Terrans.
4 Terrans in the
Holt.
top 4.
Polt, MVP, Flash, Innovation.
I mean, those
There you
are
have it.
fucking like. I don't think there's much argument
That's like 4 of the best Terrans
in
ever.
the world. Yeah, right now those
Yeah.
are probably 4 of the best Terrans in the world, 100%. MOOnGLaDe, your top
right.
4 here.
All right, I think Life's gonna make it to semifinals. I got a good feeling about that. I think from the bottom left, MVP for sure. Top right,
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
gonna say Flash. Yeah, straight up. And Flash, I think is actually gonna make it past that part. And bottom right, I'm gonna go with Innovation. So 3 Terrans and 1 Zerg, hopefully.
So you're 3 people right on me, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
One of yours is on me. You pick life, I pick life.
All right.
I'm hoping Life Man has a Zerg plan, you know.
Well, someone make a diagram. I don't know what the fuck. Someone jot down those predictions and put it up on Reddit. We'll see how we stand next week on State of the Game. I did want to talk a little bit more about MLG. It's their first big event here in 2013. There were some tweets yesterday from Mike Sepso, the one of the co-founders, along with Sundance, obviously. Some of the stats he was tweeting. One of them was last year they had 5 full trucks. Right, it's that's a pretty good amount for the amount of equipment and everything. This year they have 15. I don't know what.
Are the trucks 1/3 as large?
No,
Or-
that's what I was like. Well, maybe they just like got smaller trucks so they could have bigger numbers than IPL or something. I don't know what for the infographic after the tournament or something. But no, they're the same size trucks apparently. Like, what?
40 Geos brought all our stuff to the event. Like,
They haven't tweeted any of the stage. Like, I really am so curious to know like what's in that room. Like, what are they actually bringing to the table production-wise?
This is going to be a really important event for them because they, for example, changed the format completely.
Right.
And a lot of people were unhappy about that. And they, consistently said, well, we have a specific reason we're doing it this a certain way, and we want to have this many players
like
in our
this.
bracket. And I like it too. And I think that if the tournament goes well for them, they can show this format has a ton of success. And obviously, it's the first tournament in Heart of the Swarm. It's just very different overall. So I think that there probably are just more trucks. Maybe not as many, not triple, but.
So the
they've
second
got a
stat
lot more
that he
trucks.
tweeted was that there, and I don't know where he got this percentage. I don't know why he just didn't give the number. There are apparently 360% more lights purchased for this event. I don't know. I mean, that could actually change a lot in the production because, like,
that's good because
the lighting's always been a little
was
bit
a dark
stagnant.
event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, to get like a little jargony, like you can get some pretty impressive shit to look. That's not jargony at all. You can get some impressive shots on camera if you have like the amount of lights that they probably bought. I mean, look at IPL,
Yeah.
where if you were in that room in IPL 5, the atmosphere and just the look of the stage was 100% the lighting of the stage.
I agree with this 100%. The lighting is so important, and like if you look at WCS Europe, I thought that was one of the best lighting jobs that we've seen, and it just looked fantastic. Whereas you look at maybe some of the older MLG events, they were a little bit dark, which
yeah, they were.
I mean, that's what esports feels like to me. It's like kind of like a dark room type of thing. It always has been, but I guess it's probably really smart that they got more lights. I bet you it's going to look a lot better than last events.
Yep.
You can do a lot of stuff with lights.
I should open up some of these tweets that he was actually showing.
With crowd shots, for example, you know, Iron Squid had these little crazy lights that they like sent around, you know, almost like spotlight type lights, and then you know you guys have all seen what Gom TV does with their lights. It puts on a different atmosphere. I think that's something that MLG could definitely use going forward into this event. It could be like colored lights. It could just be brightness. We don't even know.
Do you guys remember the lighting at WCS Shanghai?
What lighting?
What was the lighting there?
Yeah, exactly, man. It was
That room was so
dark
dark.
room. We had to play in that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So-
No, especially that back player room. That was so funny. Oh my god.
At first I thought you guys were
stuff.
developing pictures in there, but then I realized you're playing StarCraft.
You might as well have been.
This is a
It's
tweet
ridiculous.
from Stepso yesterday, and I'm not sure what this is. I think this is a stage because it looks like it's. You can see like the bleachers or whatever out here, but the stage is actually a lot higher if that's true. Because I mean, I think he's standing up in this picture, which means that that stage is at least 4 or 5 feet off the ground, or that's where the commentators are, because there are lights right above them.
Okay, that's kind of neat. I guess that's like how we do it at GOM. We have when we're at like a big venue, we put commentators like way up, and
Let's see.
not really sure why, but okay.
To get the better background, usually at GOM, I feel they want to have like the stage, the
Yeah,
like
it's
big
kind of
TV
that
behind
background.
you, and the crowd a little bit.
So I have the wrong percentage. 390% more lights in the venue this year.
Oh.
46 of them. It says 46 of them are like quote friggin' robots. They dance. So I guess they have those lights that can like spit stuff all around the room really quickly.
Oh, it's gonna look much more like a
Yeah.
clean event then, because like that's half the magic of GSL and OSL. We just have lights that go like this, and just it looks so good.
Yeah. Another tweet. Approximately 258 square feet of additional main stage screen for spectators. So that's pretty cool because I mean that's a lot more eye space for sure on the screen. I don't know, like this event, from everything that everyone is saying that's seen the stage and been inside the venue, like they're all blown away. So it might be like it might be kind of like almost every MLG's first year except for Dallas that one year, which is just a travesty where it blows everything out of the water, and then hopefully they don't stick with that same thing a year from now when they're doing their fourth event, you know, where everyone's kind of already surpassed them. I don't know. I think Wolf kind of hit the nail on the head, though. This event is so important for them because here we are, the week of Heart of the Swarm coming out, a couple weeks after IPL 6 was just canceled. Like, the North American
this
scene
is their
needs
chance, man.
a huge event right now to, like, I guess shut up all the naysayers that, like, the scene is dead,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. I guess we'll see. The commentators should be interesting to see. It's very, I guess very heavy on like the YouTube presence with Total Biscuit and Husky both being there. Kind of light on the analytical side. They've got Day 9, XLev, and In Control is probably the most analytical of all the casters there. So we'll see how
I
that
didn't
kind
know In
of
Control is
goes.
casting. That's interesting.
Yeah, which is a little bit interesting too. So we'll see how that goes. Because not
Makes
that
sense.
like we'll see how his cast goes. He's a great caster and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
he's
but
great, actually.
We'll see how he like pairs with all these casters because he's never worked with. I think has he casted with Sean before? I don't know if
I
he's
don't
casted
think
with any
so.
of these casters.
Not that I've
before.
seen.
So it'll be very interesting because he definitely has his own unique style. I think he's casting with Total Biscuit first tomorrow, maybe Saturday morning.
That's probably going to be his best match there, I think.
Yeah. You think Total Biscuit can
Probably.
like lead that and he can fill the fill the void with.
I think that those two have a good potential to work very well together.
I know they've both been tweeting. They're very excited to finally cast together. And the other big thing, too, that MLG's always gotten a ton of shit for not having stuff in between matches and for always having these big delay in between matches. And here's a tournament where they finally know all 32 players, all 16 of the first matches of the tournament. Like, if this was ever a time to impress the shit out of people with B-roll, like, this is the perfect moment. You have everything right for a tournament to be able to do that. So we'll see how that goes. I am so interested to just see how everything starts tomorrow. Like, is it going to be the same? Like, Sundance comes out on the stage, gives a little sponsor spiel, then like the tournament starts, or are they just going to do something completely different? I guess we'll just have to see. I don't really know.
Is the stream going to be free? They're doing free streams?
It's like the freemium type setup, I believe.
Okay, this is...
I should probably...
What's freemium?
I think it's like 480p unless you pay for it, sort of thing.
So,
like
let's see. It says upgrade to 1080p. I don't know what's free.
Maybe 720, I hope.
Maybe if they are doing 720p, like, that's a kind of a shitty purchase to just... 720p to 1080p is, like, not really worth it, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, it's free 720? Okay.
Sick.
Interesting. I wonder how many passes they're going to sell for 1080p.
I might get one. Like,
I guess
honestly,
if you just have like a perfect connection and like a big TV, it's probably
if you have a big
definitely worth
TV, or you want to watch with your friends, somebody buys one. Like
in Korea, I normally can't get 1080 to quite not lag on my wireless. So I plugged into the wall and I can do 720 easy.
Okay, so it looks like the premium upgrade is just a subscription service on Twitch TV. So I think they dropped their own internal player, maybe?
That's good.
That is good, yeah.
You unlock the ads. Yeah, so it looks like they've tied it in now with kind of their weekly stream. So that's good.
That is good.
Look at you guys planning your viewing party in the chat there. Cool. Well, the entire esport world is definitely going to have their eyes on MLG this weekend. I think the action kicks off tomorrow at 5 with the pregame show, and I think first match is at 5:30. They've already released their broadcast schedule, I believe so.
What time does it start in Korea and end in Korea? Because that's all I care about.
I'm not doing math on stream.
JP.
I'm not doing math on stream.
That's got to be like starting at 6 a.m. if it starts at 5. I'm pretty sure.
MOOnGLaDe, what time does it start in Australia? I'm only like an hour off you.
Now you're asking him to do.
I'll look at Team Liquid. Team Liquid will have it listening KST and I'll figure this out.
Okay, MLG starts in 17 hours.
Are you looking at TL?
7 a.m. 7 a.m.
7 a.m.?
Yeah, 7 a.m.
That's not as bad for me as you would think. I get up at 8 a.m. every day. But then I got to play with the baby.
So I'll catch the middle with the hardest farm.
She's taking a nap. I'll watch.
All right. Well, I need to drive to MLG, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and end the show now. Let's go ahead and do some shout-outs here. It's a short show. There's not much.
Kind of abrupt.
Yeah. I mean, anything else to cover on the MLG topic?
No, I guess there's like not that much else going on. The game just came out, so we're just
kind of like hanging out. Yeah.
Kind of chillaxing.
Yeah.
I think after MLG, we could definitely have like a real, with IEM and MLG both happening. What's the next event after that? I guess DreamHack in April?
GSTL starts the next week, which will have a lot of Korean players playing in it.
Okay.
I don't think we've announced the rest of the Golem schedule, but
all right. We can definitely have like a more structured HOTS discussion. What's up, Dan?
Quick question to MOOnGLaDe. Did anything change in Heart of the Swarm from the end of beta to now? There's no changes, right?
I think I remember Sase tweeting that like if your mothership core dies while it's recalling, it won't recall anymore. Like
yeah, I heard that was actually supposed to be that way in the beta, and I should have lost a lot of games that I won.
Yeah, it makes actually logic sense now.
Yeah.
But besides that, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I've really noticed.
There were no official balance changes. That's the one thing that's for sure. But I didn't even notice the mothership core like that. Maybe that's why I can't recall as much as I thought I could.
Yeah, someone did bring up a good topic that we've definitely hit on here multiple times on State of the Game, but to me, and I'm obviously going to the event, and I know pretty much everyone else that's going, but does it seem like less of a tournament without the open bracket there? Do you think that's going to take away it all from this weekend for not having those stories coming up through the open bracket?
I think there's... It definitely takes away some, but I think there's so much hype this weekend, and the bracket's so good that I don't think it's going to like affect viewership or anything.
Yeah, I think viewership's probably going to be perfect. Like,
this is like prime time. It's like the first one after actual release and stuff. It's a great
The topic's been discussed a lot, and I feel like there are a lot of stories that come out of open bracket, but it's kind of a chance thing. You don't know if it's going to happen or not. I feel what it really hurts is players who just couldn't qualify for the tournament and want to have another chance, and they just can't have it, and they have to wait for another event if there's going to be, open brackets in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Terrible, but it's a shame.
I think that everything that they're doing without the open bracket might outweigh the fact that there's no open bracket. Like, how the tournament's structured, it's their first event. They've got the stars have like aligned to make this perfect, hopefully this perfect storm of like South by Southwest just ending, so everyone's coming down from Austin or coming up from Austin. It's a couple hours away, 2 or 3. Like you'll have that tech crowd come up. Spring break is still in full effect over here. I think this is the final weekend of spring break. I don't know, like. It seems like it's just going to be like an insane weekend. Or it might be the Dallas that we saw 2 years ago. Like, you never really know with these things what could actually happen unless you're there working them yourself. So, all eyes will definitely be on MLG this weekend. You can watch tomorrow at 5 p.m., I believe, right here on Twitch. 720p free. I'll be there in attendance, probably just watching in the crowd all weekend. So if you see me, make sure you say hi. But other than that, let's wrap the show because I got to go pack and drive about an hour. So, Dan, some shout-outs.
Okay, shout out to TT Esports. They're the best. And follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Artosis. And also, in like maybe a day or two, I'll be streaming again. I just got back home. I'm like jet lagged and that type of thing. So. But yeah, in a couple days, I'll be streaming on twitch.tv/Artosis, so go ahead and give that a follow as well, so you can be updated to that, and I'll, of course, tweet it as well. So that's it for me.
mOOnGLaDe, some shout-outs.
Just shout out to everyone from Australia watching, all the ones that I met at Melbourne that told me they watched the show. Thanks for watching. Shout out to my team, Gamecom NV, and my sponsors, Frag Labs and Horizon. And yeah, I'll definitely be streaming sometime soon too. Now that I've practiced a lot of huts, it's going to be good.
Awesome stuff. Wolf, thank you for coming on the show. Such late notice, by the way.
No worries.
Shoutouts?
Yeah, just some plugs, I guess. I started using YouTube again. I'm kind of exporting some videos over there slowly right now. I'm going to start filming some stuff in Korea, so you can just subscribe to my YouTube. I basically just started. There's nothing there really, but my YouTube is The Passing Shadow. Old ID, kind of embarrassing one, but that's what it is. And then if you want to follow me on Twitch as well, because I'm starting to stream more often, my Twitch is Wolf_Schroeder. No umlaut, obviously just OE. And I'm like 100 Twitter followers away from 15,000. I don't know if that can be made a reality today or not.
Did you hit it already? You probably already hit it.
Well, we'll see. But follow me on Twitter at ProxyWolf. And make my dreams come true. I don't know.
All right, guys. He needs 10. No. He needs 110 followers.
100.
Go follow him. It's at ProxyWolf. It's under his name right now. Let the man hit 15K for showing up so late notice here on the show. But other than that, that has been, as I draw this out, getting ready to play the outro. That has been State of the Game. We will see you guys. Holy shit, it's finally a normal week next week. Thank God. We'll see you next week on Thursday at 11 p.m. EST. We are out. Goodbye.